Guys, it's been a while. I am doing a nighttime video with you on my Chic Sparrow A6 Traveler's Notebook. I'm so stoked. I just couldn't wait for daylight to share this with y'all because I finally have it set up in a way that really makes me happy. So A6 size in Mr. Darcy leather, black, as you can see. I had the word write embossed in the corner. In the cursive fonts, there's two fonts you can choose from, and I chose the cursive font. And I have my silver ollie clip here, and I got this from Ollie Block on Etsy. I like it here. It's a small size. I think it's in proportion with a notebook. I can put notes or receipts in here on the go, and I don't know, I just like ollie clips. So there it is. So let's go in. I have seven notebooks in here. And one fountain pen. I have carried in here two before, but one is working out better for the current notebook configuration. So I take one with me, leave it at home. I still have my large stuffed traveler's notebook, and I have a video on that as well. Still using that, but it's still staying at home. This one I'm taking with me everywhere, and I'm really, really liking it. So 7 notebooks on the inside, but they're all thin, and I kind of like that because I'm not committing. I guess I have commitment issues when it comes to planners and notebooks, whatever. I just like the thin notebooks. I have 7 topics or 7 themes going, and it's not too heavy. It's not too stuffed. So more on that in a minute. I love the scallop pockets that Jennifer Harvey puts in these notebooks. I think they're just gorgeous. It's so classy. It's a little bit different. So what do we have? Well, I have a calendar card, courtesy of my local Denny's, and I have an extra elastic wrapped around this, and I made it with just some of that cheap elastic that you get from Michael's. And I have this extra elastic in case I want to add another notebook. You know, I can link them together and slip it underneath one of the 4 strings. It's just here, it's ready-made, and so I have it on my little calendar card. Can't have a notebook without a calendar, right? So there you have that, and let's see, I'll put that in later. Sticky notes, I got these, pretty sure from Barnes & Noble, and I love them. They're a good size, and they stick well. Then from Mochi Things, I think I've shown these in a video before, one of my Filofax videos. It says the moon. And these are pretty cool, and they're just fun. So moving on, nothing else in that pocket. So here's the first of 7 notebooks. Postcard from, whoops, excuse me. I'll move this here. Sorry about that. A postcard from a local aquarium venue. Okay, another silver ollie clip. These came in sets of 3 from Ollie Block, and they're so nice. They always send me a free clip when I do that, and the customer service is awesome. I've had excellent luck with them. And one thing I did with this notebook is that all of the decoration is attached, with the exception of this, with temporary adhesive. I get bored with decorating. Sometimes I don't want to decorate. Sometimes I get a new photo or a new postcard, and I want to move things around. So this time I'm using temporary adhesive, and I'll show you more about that as we go along. With the exception of this postcard is attached with temporary adhesive. However, for looks and just because I wanted to, I used some washi around the edge to kind of frame it. I'm pretty good at peeling off washi, so if I really want to move this or change it up, I'm confident that I can do that. And an average postcard size works great. Absolutely great in A6. So the first 2 journals are my journal. The first 2 notebooks are my journal. And so here you can see this is a decoupage item that is in the Gorgeous Girls theme. I got this from Noelle at Quick Creations. She has a website, and it's one of those that I'll link below. Decoupage gives you a 3D look. You get different pieces of the image, you layer them up, and it's pretty cool. Usually you do it with foam tape, but I just glued the pieces that way to keep it flat. But thanks, Noelle, I really like it. And some little clips that my daughter bought me. And the paper I've used is from Little Yellow Bicycle. It's from a retired collection. I think it's called Zinnia or something, but I love this paper. It's just one of my favorites. And so I have that. It's two-sided. I like two-sided paper. It just adds a little bit of decoration without a whole lot of extra work. So I have my journal here in onion skin paper. This one is full, and I've connected to it the second journal. And at some point, when this one gets full, I'll probably take both of these out. I'll switch over the decoration and keep going. And so here I've been using 3 colors of ink, Apache Sunset, which I hate. It clogs in the nib. I don't know, I can't get it to work. It's a Noodler's ink, and you can get it at Goulet. And those of you that have Apache Sunset, more power to you. I can't stand it. The pink is an Iroshizuko Sutsuji, and that means azalea. And this ink, as you would have it, is the exact color of azaleas that are blooming in my yard right now. And so it's just kind of fun. And then I'm also using Diamine Onyx Black, which kind of has that more authentic feel with fountain pens, but actually I like the pink. I don't know, it's very soothing on the eyes. And yeah. So, and I'll mention my fountain pens later. So anyway, I have 2 journals so far, February 1 and February 2. Now, look at these tabs. I'm really thrilled to share these with you guys. These are add-on items, unfortunately, through Amazon. I have not found these in any office supply. I will keep looking and put a link, but for now I'll put a link to Amazon. I used these way back in the day in my when I worked as a full-time professional outside of the house, and they're gummed index tabs. I have the round ones in here, and I also have one that's rectangular, and they're cloth. Super cheap, especially as an add-on if you have Prime shipping. They're a glued like canvas color, and they're just lick and stick. You just wet the adhesive on the inside and stick it on. I use a fine-tipped black pen to write on them. Gel works really well. Okay, and this is just one of those Pilot high-tech mica pens in 0.4. But you can write on these. You can ink these. You can change colors. And using a highlighter, using an ink pad. I colored one up with a gel highlighter, which worked really well because it really gets in all of the nooks and crannies. I didn't do it in here, but I have it elsewhere. And then you can edge it with a different color right on top. You can write the year here, and they're just super cool. They're a lot of fun. I have round ones. Now, the round ones tend to split here if they get a lot of flexed. If they get flexed a lot, bleh. But the adhesive stays on pretty well. So, unlike the round ones, the other size I got were rectangular ones, and they are here. Again, it's lick and stick, okay? You can color them, you can ink them. Like the round ones, you can write here on the bottom, you can write at the top. You can trim them, you can cut them in half if you want to use, like, number your sections, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need all of this. You can cut them. On this tab, the fabric is actually folded over. It's a crease, and so they don't crack open like this one will, which is 2 layers glued together. I still like both. They're fun, and they're really, really durable. Back in the day, the firm I worked for used these to archive hard copies of client information, and lick stick, they're there forever. So check these out. They're just a couple of dollars, really, for an entire box. Here are the numbers. You have the Avery 591112 for the round, okay? And then for the rectangular, you have Avery 59106. So check them out. They're an add-on. If you come up with another source, guys, for getting these things that doesn't involve an add-on, please comment and add the link below. Amazon is the only place I have found so far. Moving on. So I had those and I kind of staggered them on my inserts, but I've moved the inserts around a lot so they are no longer perfectly staggered, but I don't care, I'm happy with that. So anyway, back to the inserts. The first two are journal. They're linked together with a rubber band. Here's another piece of paper from that collection. This is a barking likeness of my dog. She's a Bichon. I love her. Her name's Gracie. This was cut from a greeting card, and it looks exactly like her. And I enhanced some of her facial features with pink pencil and black pencil, and she is attached with temporary adhesive, so I can move her around. Just get my hand out of the way. And then I had in my crafting stash a vignette film, and I taped this with magic tape and a couple of spots to keep it on. And one of those Barnes & Noble clips that we all have, okay? She's a very loving dog, and I think that clip just really fits her. So the tab here is up, and again, I wrote on it with my 0.4 marker, 0.4 pen. And this is a up, meaning look up, and it's a prayer and good vibe journal. And onion skin paper, rosaries and other prayers. And I just made this notebook. There isn't a whole lot in it. And there's a pocket mod in here that I downloaded and folded, and it's a brochure. It's a little book that stays together. You can flip pages. I'm going to have another video on how I made, how you make pocket mods. There's videos on YouTube. Search them, make them. They're really cool. It's a way to make a little booklet within a booklet. And when you take it out, it stays together. Well, okay, let me show you this one. Okay, so this is made from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you can flip your pages. Okay, rosaries and other prayers. It's a Roman Catholic thing, and so this came in. I downloaded this prayer booklet in this format, and I just folded it. There's a YouTube video that tells you how to do that. It was linked from the site, and I have it under elastic, and I'm happy. And you could use this for anything. If you do a pocket mod, you could use it for, you know, maybe a calendar on the go, maybe a hard copy grocery list that you print and check off as you need. Anyway, there'll be more on that later. It's pretty cool. So more of that two-sided cardstock, and in my stuffed Midori notebook, you saw where I took it and folded the excess back and made a pocket and punched it with a round craft punch. And so I have a pocket here, nothing in it yet. I don't have any folder inserts in here. I don't have any plastic pouch inserts in here. I don't want them. I don't think they're necessary. Not for this. And I carry a pencil case with me. I carry a planner that has a couple of pens. So this is just the bare minimum. And so there are pockets here. That could change, I don't know. So same paper collection here. Here I use these sticky tabs. I got a set of these from Happy Scrappy. They're coming up and I'll show you. And I love these as kind of notebook to-dos. They're plastic, so they lay really flat, and they have an excellent stick. And they're clear, so they're kind of unobtrusive. You do have to write on them with a permanent marker. That kind of stinks a little bit, I think, but then again, I carry a pencil case and there's one in there. So from Oliblock, this is a free clip they sent me with my last order. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Some of those big ones. So I have it here in case I need it. So the name on this tab is Peeps. So these are things that I'm doing for other people. Ideas for racks, just keeping track of, you know, if I want to send money or wire money to someone. I have family that lives overseas. I keep track of it here. And I just set that one up, so we'll see. And so here's the other side of that two-sided paper. It's the same paper that I've covered this one with. And so these are together on a string. There are 4 strings in this notebook, if I didn't mention that before. And it's just right. I love it. And there is a way to put up to 5 notebooks on one string. I think I talked about that in my Chic Sparrow pocket notebook. If this video isn't super long, I may go ahead and do a demo on that. And so this one, okay, so this is my Peeps notebook, things that I'm doing, projects for other people. This is a different paper collection. This is something that is really going to lend itself to bullet journaling. And in fact, to remind myself to give that a go and to figure that out, I put, this is a removable shopping list somewhere. Oh, here's my all over sticky that says bullet journal. This is my home and kind of a home and garden or home and yard insert. And again, I take this with me. So this is a good thing to take with me if I'm out and about. And on the way home from work, if I want to pick up some bags of topsoil, whatever it is you need in your yard, then I have this with me. So, and I think it's going to lend itself to bullet journaling because there are two sections. There's to-do lists for the home and purchase lists for the home, to-do lists for the yard and purchase lists for that. And these projects are running projects. They're going, and I complete certain steps, make certain purchases, and then I need to carry forward what needs to be done. I don't know. I really haven't tried bullet journaling. To me, it just, what I've heard, it's a lot of rewriting. However, I think it would be a good thing for this. I don't know. We'll see. And in here, toward that end, somewhere in here, I did more clips from my daughter. Somewhere in here, I played around with making some possible bullet journal symbols. Whoops. And you can check these out in a variety of places. And I took my blue Hobonichi stencil that I carry in my Vandersbeck ringbound planner, and I just traced the ones that I thought might work for bullet journaling. And wouldn't you know, just as an aside, there's a flower one, a flower symbol, and I used this so much and carried it around so much it broke, and so now it kind of looks like a weird cat. Anyway, so I'm playing around here. Do you hear that? That's the dog. Hold on just a second. Okay. The dogs are in here with me. Okay, so moving on. Sorry about that. And this is just ledger paper. We have all kinds of miscellaneous paper pads in our house. I have my onion skin paper. I have drawing and colored pencil paper. And I found this in a desk drawer, and I thought, you know, that would be kind of fun. So I'm trying to use that stuff and use what I have. So this is kind of home and yard together, and then I start with home, and home is in the back and yard is in the front. And so anyway, I'm going to set up a bullet journal, and if as that goes along, if it goes well, I'll share with you what's working for me. Let's see. So lots of blank pages in there. Springtime has just sprung in our neighborhood, so this is really, I expect there to be more in here over the next few months. This is a moon map. Bird and Bee and Company on Etsy has these wonderful moon cards. Excuse me, I knocked the camera. On one side of the cards, they come out every year, a new edition, and when they're gone, they're gone. They have the moon map, and this is so cool. I want to get some, we have binoculars somewhere, and I'd like to eventually get a telescope. This is on my bucket list of things to do, and just look at star charts and kind of figure out what's going up in the sky. So, and these are some random stickers I got from Target. They're paper chase, and they've been there for, they're old. So, temporary adhesive, okay, so I can move it around. There is excess adhesive there, but it rubs off really well. Here, this is a portion anyway of those bird and bee moon cards, and it's a fold-out card. I've ordered one for 2016. When it comes in, I'll include it in my ringbound planner video. And it has a moon chart, full moons. I mean, this is one piece of it, and so if you had all of it, you would see by month all of the phases of the moon, and it's just cool. Anyway. So it's temporary, so I can move this around, I can change it out, and somebody who, like me, who gets easily bored, that really works out well. And as you can see, Houston Museum District Map and Guide, I just folded it, got it from the museum, obviously folded it, and just folded it over my next notebook. This one is one that I made and without sewing. The other notebooks I sewed together with dental floss. I mean, my waxed flax thread I ran out of. I used that to make booklets on my big Chic Sparrow narrow size. this one is made a little bit differently, and I'm kind of curious to see how this comes out. This is a promotional theater poster from a local music store. And you know, when you go into some of the larger music stores, they'll have a rack near the front. Or I live in Houston, and so a lot of the diners and restaurants will have local green sheets or advertisements or postcards on events. To the extent those are free and I kind of like the graphics, I'll pick one up, cut it up, and make it into a cover for a notebook. I did that with this one and used washi. This is Tomoe River paper from a rodeo notepad, and I cut it up. And there's no sewing on this. Got it from a YouTube video. What can I tell you? So you fold sheets of paper in half, okay, regular 8.5 by 11. You can trim them if you want to. Half of the pieces you cut this way, half of the pieces you cut just here, and then you insert them and make tabs, and you just keep going. You make signatures. After you make your signatures, then you tab and insert the signatures together, and you get, and this is what I love, a notebook that lies completely flat. Completely flat. And I do enjoy my fountain pens. This is an Edison limited edition Premier. Got this from Goulet early last year, and of course the ubiquitous TWSBI Mini. And this has the Azalea ink. I use one of these, and when you get to the margin with a fountain pen, you have to stop writing right about there, because I use stub italic nibs. I love 1.1 italic nibs. Excuse me, I kicked the camera again. It just flows. It's easy for me. I had cursive drilled into me growing up, and now there's a bug in here. Springtime. We did sheet after sheet of cursive drills in elementary school. When I use this italic nib and I hold it, that I can write forever. It doesn't, and I have other nibs that are fine and extra fine. When I try to write cursive in them, I don't know, I guess it's the way I'm holding it. It doesn't look as nice. It's slower, or I'll try to write vertically, and it's just awkward. And I can actually write in a straighter line when I use an italic nib. I'm trying to find some that I can show you. Let's see. Okay, in this notebook, this is like a travel. This is what a thing to do notebook. So I wrote down what we did. This is actually, I tore it out from another one of these when I started this notebook. So you can see, because it lays flat, and it's not laying so flat now because it's in the back, I can write almost to the very edge. Okay, so that's the point. When I use fountain pens, it's just easier to write on this, and I like italic nibs. Anyway, moving on. So, and I like to number all of the odd pages when I start, and leave a blank page in the front for an index, just like I did in my big notebooks, in my other big traveler's notebooks. So this is, what I do is I'm devoting, this is kind of an event diary. Go somewhere with the family or meet a friend for coffee. I write down where we went, when we went, and ideas for the next trip. So when I have family and friends come down, I have some ideas ready to go in terms of what we can do to have some fun. So the back of that, and here's the back of the museum directory. This is a notebook that I'm using for a therapy program for one of my family members. Keep track of notes and a calendar of events. I'm not going to go through this because it's, it's a family member and it's personal. Now here on the back of this notebook, this is an old photo of my husband and I, Geek 1 and Geek 2. We really had matching glasses. Here is one of those rectangular tabs, and I have not trimmed it down. Okay, that's full size. It's about 1 inch, right? And here's another owl clip from that collection that my daughter gave me. And again, temporary adhesive, gotta love that. Rounded the corners of the photo, and I've rounded all of these corners, y'all can see that. I used a rectangular tab at the top of the notebook, and this is in my peep section, and I cut across the top and I cut across the corners to make it not as tall, because when I shut the notebook and I had one of those rectangular tabs, you can see, if I can show you how much it would stick up without the trimming. It would stick up that far. I didn't want that, only because I shoved this, I don't know, I like to have on this notebook, I'm enjoying having it be really flush all the way around. So, but anyway, on this tab, on this notebook, it's full size. And again, on these you can write on both sides, and they're really flexible, so if your pen gets in the way or they bend, it doesn't ruin them. They snap right back because they're stiff. So that's the last notebook, and that is seven thin notebooks. And here is some rhodia paper that I cut into pieces and rounded the corners, and this is just for notes, maybe use it as a blotter paper if I need to with my fountain pen, if I really don't have any. And so I'm keeping that there. This one's got something on it. I think that's ink of some kind. And some all over stickies, 2 different colors stuck back to back. And yes, I did the unthinkable. I took sticky notes. These are from Happy Scrappy from several months ago. And with temporary adhesive, I stuck it to the leather. I know, call the leather and the notebook police, but you know, it's my notebook. It does rub off, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I like these stickies. I like them here. They have a good stick on the top. I wanted them here. Anyway, so I stuck them on. It's not my notebook, and you know what? I haven't cried about it yet. And here is that other Edison fountain pen, and it has a 1.1 stub metallic nib, and it's filled with diamine onyx black. And so that's it. So I'm really, and look at the stitching right here, y'all. It is perfect. It is absolutely, I'm not really showing you, I'm not in frame. The stitching is just absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. I mean, she has an industrial machine. Jennifer has people, she has a whole crew now that works for her. And somehow these people can sew at the edge, and I don't know, and it's all perfect. I'm in awe, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And she does have a website. Of course, I'll put a link to that below. To get the pen flush in there, which is what I like, I have to tuck the pen in like this and close it all up. I love this size. I really do. It's so portable. It's so portable. It's just, I really like it. Now, again, this is the Mr. Darcy leather. And Mr. Darcy leather, if you go to the Facebook group, has a reputation for showing scratches and stuff like that. So far, there's that bug. I'll tell you, gosh, it's crazy. You open the door and they fly in. You can see some, there are some scratches here. To me, this reminds me of shoe leather in terms of thickness, flexibility. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm sure at some point I'm going to get something that goes all the way through, but I like it. I carry it with me all the time, and you can see, I don't know if y'all can see, there's some little dings in here, there and there, here and there that I've put in. Okay, there's a scratch right there. I don't know, I just don't think, so far so good. I haven't had a problem. This is scratching a lot less than any Filofax I've had that has had this leather finish. So anyway, 7 thin notebooks, A6 size from chicsparrow.com. Check it out. And if you guys have any questions, leave them as always in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching and for commenting. I really appreciate you guys. More videos are coming soon. Take care.